AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
This is Stephanie Díaz de León.
This is Omar Waheed.
And this is Rob Chappell.
And it's 365 Amplified on this very cold morning. So far.
Comparatively to last week.
The coldest day so far this year.
Is it really from the coldest days? Well, no, January,
for
February.
The fall.
Yeah.
Since spring. How about that?
Yeah.
It's no longer summer. Dave and I were just talking about bringing in garden stuff because it's supposed to freeze tonight.
Yeah. It's going to be an overnight freeze.
We're going to have a kitchen
So
full of pumpkins.
we're going to be done with pumpkins? Because we have like 20.
Oh, we're not going to be done. We're going to have a kitchen full of pumpkins tonight.
Why?
Because I'm going to bring them in. So they don't
decorate the pumpkins and put them outside.
These are not decorating pumpkins. These are...
Why aren't they decorating pumpkins?
Because they're eating pumpkins.
They're eating pumpkins.
Is there a difference?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not really. Not in species.
All of a sudden, I was like, wait, is there an actual difference?
I was saying
No, we're not eating 20 pumpkins.
Speak for yourself.
You are not eating 20 pumpkins.
I have pumpkin soup in my lunch bag right now.
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin seeds.
He can make a nice pumpkin risotto.
Yeah, a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have pumpkin lasagna, pumpkin with our eggs. Anybody need some pumpkins?
I will admit.
The pumpkins are everywhere.
I was overly cautious with the pumpkins this year and didn't thin them as much as I should have because I wasn't sure which sprout was going to actually take. So I got more pumpkins than usual.
You have so many pumpkins. And 20 is what I counted right now. We had some, like a whole bunch.
I gave some to the neighbors for their kids to do jack-o'-lanterns. The biggest ones.
The biggest ones, yeah, which was a great idea.
Yeah.
Because our kids are like, we're not.
And I felt bad because I had to steer the vines away from his house. Their house. Because my pumpkin vines were starting to climb up their house. So I had to
You're like, hey, sorry about that. Here's some pumpkins. We have so many pumpkins. You also gave some to your nephew and your niece.
Yep.
And then we just have
I did throw away a whole bunch of zucchini and cucumbers. I also have like a dozen jars of pickles.
I know. You have so many pickled stuff and pickles in general.
In any case, it's freezing tonight, so the garden's kind of getting done now.
It's taken over the backyard. I have nothing to do with the garden. I shouldn't really complain about it. I don't even enjoy I do. I do like the zucchini bread and the fresh zucchini.
And our whole last batch of spaghetti sauce was made with fresh tomatoes.
It was.
Have we put any consideration into making pumpkin wine? We discussed this last year.
Oh my God, no.
Have not thought about it. That's a good idea.
No, it's not. We're not
more pumpkins than ever?
That's what I counted. I'm not sure that's what's only there. I think there's more. And I feel like you're going to get one more week of pumpkins coming out.
2 full pumpkins worth of puree in the freezer.
I'm talking about real pumpkins, right?
And there's probably a dozen more pumpkins that I have to deal with in some way.
Pumpkin wine.
Pumpkin wine.
We'll try it. I'll try it.
So Rob will be opening his pumpkin shop later this week. Please be prepared.
It's like a spirit Halloween.
There you go. It only pops up every fall. Close it November 1st.
A couple of things to mention before we jump into the news. First of all, in a little bit, a kid named Nate Buescher will join us. He is a UW freshman who is also a star of the new Disney teen sitcom Electric Bloom, which is now available on Disney Plus. And he's from Chicago. He has been acting since he was a little kid, and is now at UW. So he's one of us now. So talked with him for a bit, and the other thing we'll tease is a week from Monday is our big day.
It is. Oh my goodness! I just was like, "What's 1 week from Monday?"
That's not till next month. Oh wait,
no, it's not even the next month. I mean, I've been actively working on it every
day.
Yeah.
Just before this, we were talking about it.
Oh yeah. We're always talking about it.
It's the 365 Leadership Summit, the 8th annual. Is that right?
Yeah, the 8th annual.
So 1-day event here at
Madison Concourse Hotel.
Madison Concourse. And it's going to be fantastic.
It is. We're really excited about it. I'm excited by the energy behind everybody that's participating again this year. It's sort of, it's a great sort of reunion for us, right? And an opportunity for us to meet and network with folks who maybe never had this opportunity to come to our summit before, or who are new to our most influential lists. And it's just an amazing amount of energy and opportunity and networking and connection, and just, I think we say it all the time, it just feels like a homecoming for us and for so many folks. So we're excited for that again.
And we're just in a little bit with that, the opening.
No, I don't want to give it
session.
away. I mean, I do.
We already announced it.
I know. It's called Leadership Unscripted. Henry will be having a conversation to open the whole day with 3 fine leaders from Wisconsin. Dr. Sagashus Livingston, who, if you don't know, is, an author, CEO of Infamous Mothers, a speaker, a storyteller, an amazing woman. And it's the first time we've had her on, in our at the leadership conference, so we're excited for her to help with that. Karen Menendez Coller, who is the executive director of Centro Hispano of Dane County, again, a wonderful leader within Wisconsin, who led the expansion and the new, the new Centro Hispano.
Fabulous new facility just down the road from us.
Yeah, and all the amazing work that they've been doing for community in so many different ways for the last few years. And then Chairman Tehassi Hill from the Oneida Nation, again, an incredible partner and leader who did some and continues to do incredible work with Oneida Nation, and who actually hosted, one of our events as well. But has done some incredible work with his community, of course. And it's just an opportunity for folks to really kind of get ready to set their day and set their expectations and stuff like that too.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I know.
All right, so that you can register. We'll put a link in the show notes, but it's 365leadershipsummit.org/registration. You can get your tickets there. And
I do want to mention that it was trying to get Henry to actually do this.
Oh, to actually be on stage?
I mean, so usually we only get Henry to be on stage for like 5 minutes and then he leaves.
Right.
So when I said I would like you on a panel, I would like you to frame a conversation. And he's like, well.
Yeah. So if you ever want to actually interact with the mythical Henry Sanders.
This is the day that he actually comes out of,
comes out of hiding for the day.
Yeah, he's like a unicorn. He's mythical. Nobody really believes him. He only comes out for one day. It's like a Mexican telenovela.
Everyone's going to corner him because everyone asks, "Oh, where's Henry at?"
I know. And then when they find him, we can't get to him.
It's like, I only see him like twice a year myself. I don't know what to tell you.
He's mythical. Yeah. I mean, he comes to this. He always shows up for our most influential things as well. That evening, we are also honoring our most influential from, the past list from this past year. And we are excited to sort of, it feels like an induction, right? Like we're inducting a new...
a new class
of, and it feels that way, right? And class of honorees, and we're excited to kind of honor and center them for a little bit for that evening as well. And I don't think I can ever thank the sponsors enough for letting us do this, how we do this. Especially with our presenting sponsor, UW Credit Union. We aren't able to do this work without the support of those sponsors, and from folks donating and participating in these events. So I hear a lot of folks who are struggling with getting support and getting donations and stuff like that too. And so we're grateful and thankful for that continuous support from folks.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's talk some news. Omar's got a few things to talk about from this week. First of all, let's start with the press conference at the Capitol with Moms Demand Action and Students Demand Action.
Yes, they're demanding action.
Rob just gave away the line.
It's all in the name. But they came to the state capitol. It's a national organization to demand some changes to prevent gun violence and how people access firearms and some common sense changes that they're pushing to make. That day was actually their annual advocacy day. So they go out and talk to elected officials all over. And they had these nifty little packets and probably got lost in the Capitol building as I did when I attended one of these advocacy day things before for a different organization.
Yeah. You have to work in that building for a long time before you figure out where stuff is.
You got to earn it.
It's so confusing.
It's so symmetrical is the problem.
I was going to say.
Right?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I do remember circling around for 30 minutes trying to find the, I think, Northeast conference room.
Uh-huh.
Which,
yeah.
But
I know exactly where that is, and I know exactly how hard it is to find.
Oh, yeah, it is. But they weren't there. They're at the North hearing room, which is significantly easier to find, to propose 6 changes to gun laws in Wisconsin while still pushing to respect Wisconsin's traditions with guns, especially in the realm of hunting. So the 6 that they're pushing is to remove guns on college campuses, universal background checks for all involved in firearm transfers, extreme risk protection orders to prevent those who are in a crisis from actually possessing firearms or purchasing firearms. So
that's often colloquially called a red flag law.
Basically.
Right.
So, how there's already a waiting period, which, that's kind of intended. They want to just outright deny people, which not the worst idea.
Right.
I can be mad for a week.
Yeah.
Tax-free gun safes. One of the biggest issues, and especially in Madison, that the mayor mentioned, because she did also speak at this, is people aren't really storing their firearms safely. A lot of people are doing it in their cars, which is how a lot of those get stolen. So they want to just at least make it a little bit cheaper to be a little more responsible and get a gun safe, lock up your firearms. They want to increase the age for criminal liability for recklessly storing or leaving a loaded firearm from 14 years old to 18 years old.
Okay.
And everyone who works at a gun store has to get a background check. That includes the employees. They have to do video recordings for the entire process of the sale, have a better digitized record that law enforcement can access. The current state of that right now is if it's involved in a crime, it usually involves the FBI first, and that's how you trace these, and that can go back to local law enforcement. But they want to make an actual registry that local law enforcement can act on much sooner. So those are their changes. They went around the state capitol, go talk to those elected officials, and we'll see if anything comes from that. But
I wouldn't hold my breath.
It hasn't happened yet. Maybe something was in the air that day.
Maybe something will change.
Yeah.
All right. I will say all those, you said there was common sense, and those two seem pretty
Right.
sensible. Like I don't know what the argument would be for any of those, except maybe the background checks or the red flag laws that would contravene the Second Amendment.
They did say that our fight isn't against the Second Amendment, which most gun nuts would disagree.
Yeah.
Any law to prevent any access to firearms is against the Second Amendment.
I just want to remind everybody that the Second Amendment is not absolute.
Right.
It is not absolute. The Supreme Court affirmed a long time ago the right to carry and keep any weapons whatsoever. It's not necessarily protected. It's protected like for your own personal right to keep and bear arms for protecting yourself. There are longstanding laws that prohibit you from illegally possessing firearms and on dangerous and unusual weapons, right? It's the right is not so that you can keep any and all arms.
So that anybody can.
Yes. for whatever purpose and whatsoever.
Yeah.
And the NRA is getting less strong. So we'll see about that.
That's a good point.
And maybe those budget cuts to nonprofits is trickling over to the NRA.
I just I think there is some misunderstanding of what the Constitution actually says about the Second Amendment and what the Supreme Court has said about the actual Second Amendment, and also it's a restriction in such a way that it and reactionary toward something that happened 300, 400, 500 years ago almost, right? So that context is important to note. So I don't think anything they've suggested limits what has already been limited with regards to the Second Amendment.
Right. No, I think I'm with you. All right. Next thing we want to talk about is, Omar, you spoke with one of the authors that'll be featured this weekend.
Yeah, it's cool.
At the Wisconsin Book Festival.
Yes. We had a great conversation. In fact, we were mostly gabbing about food. That's how we got the whole part about, coming home to Madison. She's not from Madison. Shobha Rao is the author of Indian Country, which is kind of like a murder mystery type book. Kind of not. It's centralized around this murder mystery, but also it has to do with memory, land, water, and kind of how those things are intertwined. She said it's her first attempt writing something kind of on a deeper level like that. So I was pretty excited for that and just pretty proud of how it came out.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I did read a little bit of it. Did not manage to secure a copy of the book.
Oh, okay.
Which she was surprised, like, how are we going to do this interview? I was like, oh, don't worry. That's
we'll figure it out.
This is going to be, I don't read a lot of things and I'm perfectly fine. But she also spent some time in Madison when she was a young adult, where she called the experience healing. She was just crashing on a friend's couch, couch surfing a little bit. I guess her friend was just doing a postdoctorate and she had a transitional period in her life. So she was figuring out what she wanted to do. She came to Madison. She said she loved walking around, learning about what the isthmus is. I still don't even know what that means.
You're like, it's not my business.
And she figured it out. Good for her.
Yeah.
And then we're just kind of reminiscing. She's from Indiana. Well, she's from India, and then her family moved to Indiana when she was about 7 years old. But she would frequently come to Milwaukee, which is only about, say, 2 hours from Indiana.
Yeah, about that.
So she would go there all the time. So she has a history with Wisconsin, and then later as an adult coming to Madison. But also really liked Laura Ingalls Wilder's books, Little House books specifically. And those were a big inspiration for her figuring out that she wanted to write. So she'll be here Saturday, 1 p.m. at the lower level program room at Central Library. That's free to attend. You don't have to register ever for Wisconsin Book Festival things. So go out, go talk to some authors.
It's awesome that the Laura Ingalls Wilder connection.
That's cool.
Do people know that she's a Wisconsin person?
I didn't know.
I didn't know until you kept telling me, and I was like, Rob, I
actually managed to get
the
former Governor Jim Doyle to declare Laura Ingalls Wilder Day.
Oh.
That's why I know about it.
In like 2008 or 9.
I don't.
Right, 2009.
I don't remember, Rob.
It was a stupid publicity thing.
But it was. I mean, I was surprised when you mentioned it that it wasn't a thing yet, given the legacy of her of her books.
Well, the occasion was they did somebody put together a Little House on the Prairie musical.
Oh, sure.
And it came through Overture Center, and I was working there, so I got them to declare.
But I was still really surprised that had not already been declared,
right?
Given her legacy and those series and stuff like that too. So it was a good idea to do. I will say, like, that actually should be a thing, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
All right. One last thing from Omar is the Madison Metro School District asked for and received a big pile of money from voters in
Yes,
the
they did.
referendum, and they've been talking a bit more publicly about what they're going to do with it.
They're making new schools.
That's a good start.
I think that's what we want.
Yeah.
Specifically for the $507 million facilities referendum that was voted for last year, they are looking to replace a lot of schools and a lot of very, very old schools that were built over 60 years ago.
Mhm.
But we did attend the community session at Sherman and Shabazz, which was built in 1928.
Mm.
And of course, that's coming with its own issues. The building has been multiple other things. It's been a school before, a daycare center, some type of community center, a school again, and now it's still a school. And they didn't really keep a lot of things in mind when they initially built that school, especially accessibility.
Yeah.
So a lot of the space is, just because of its age, unusable anyway, which is a common problem at a lot of Madison schools. So they want to address that. They're going to get a whole new building. If you drive past the school and you see that big empty field by Shabazz, turns out MMSD owns that.
Oh, nice.
And that's where the school's going to be. So they're just moving it all to the right.
So not too far away.
No.
Yeah.
That's going to kick off in February 26. February 2026. It's going to be done in September 2027. The years just keep lining together. Forgot them.
Yeah.
But the new space is bigger. It's a lot bigger, and it finally gives the two schools, because it is a combined middle and high school, kind of a little bit more of their own identity.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Namely, they're getting their own libraries, better classroom sizes, separate cafeterias, so they don't really have to rely on each other and kind of worry about the logistical issues of getting all the students between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But they will be getting a shared gym for the first time. They had separate gyms before, but this one is more than double the size of both of those combined anyway. 13,500 square feet.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's a big gym.
That is a big gym.
Some of the parents were worried about, what about recreational activities?
Yeah.
That huge field that's been used for soccer,
Yeah.
football, playing some baseball, just getting outside for some recreation. But MMSD doesn't really have a solution on that yet. They said, we're realizing this is actually an issue at multiple schools, and maybe we'll bus some kids over for recreational things to local parks. Maybe we'll bring them to other schools. Sherman and Shabazz, of course, is right down the street from Warner Park, and not that much going on in Warner Park. So maybe they will just be doing a lot of their things over there. But there's going to be more community planning sessions for all the other schools that are being remodeled coming up throughout the fall.
All right. Well, thanks for going to that. It is, we should mention that, like, as much as you want to do in terms of, designing your curriculum and everything, the learning environment is just really important, right? And just having a building that's warm in the winter and cool in the summer.
Oh, yeah. No air conditioning in that building at all.
Yeah.
I've been to East when I was, I think, like late spring. It smells like puberty in there.
Yeah. Because there's no airflow. Yeah. They need airflow.
Late 1920s HVAC systems, not their best.
No.
And the class sizes are a lot bigger now, and they didn't really.
Right.
And you have to account for that, right? Like when I grew up, where I grew up, our class sizes were huge. I graduated with, I don't even know how many kids in just our class. What was it, like 500 something? For just our grade and such like that. And though our schools weren't built in the 20s, most of our schools were built in like 70s, 80s, it still, it outgrew itself really quickly, right? Like, and that's the thing. Like these are schools from the 1920s, 30s, 40s, that require not just constant maintenance, but it's not designed for the growth, right? I don't know that they expected that much growth, or they assumed it would just be easy to add more schools, whatever it was. The reality is we don't yet have buildings that accommodate the reality that we're in for our students and such.
Yeah.
And being too hot, being too cold, just as much as being, hungry or sleepy impacts the way that kids can learn, right?
Yep.
It impacts adults, for heaven's sake. Like, if I'm freezing in my office and I'm in a rather old building, it's hard for me to think. I can't imagine what it is for a child, right?
Right.
And I act like a child sometimes, so.
All right. Last thing we'll mention, news-wise, is something I'm still working on, so I don't have a lot of details. But they don't need a lot of details. Food share is going to stop.
Yeah.
November 1. The 700,000 people in Wisconsin who receive some food benefits from the food share program have been notified already that your debit card is not going to work anymore after next Friday.
Yeah.
Even if you have, they're not 100% sure about this, but even if you have money left on your card at the end of October, it might not work after November 1st.
Yeah.
That's because the food share program is 100% federal money.
Yeah.
That the federal government gives money to the states who then, through the SNAP program, it used to be called food snaps. Now it's called food stamps. It used to be called, now it's SNAP. But Food Share Wisconsin is the Wisconsin version of SNAP, and it is 100% fully federally funded. The federal government is currently shut down. And this is one of the programs that the Trump administration isn't going to try to find
money for
a creative way to fund.
Yeah, but they're not going to try.
They did some accounting tricks that are probably illegal to pay the military. That's going to run out pretty soon. But there's been no appetite to try to do anything for food share recipients across the country. By the way, this is not just Wisconsin, but Wisconsin's getting hit, and it's going to be rough.
Yeah, because 700,000 Wisconsin residents is 12% of the state population.
Yep.
By the way, everybody, so 12% of our neighbors. Of folks that we work with, folks, that we see in stores and kind of interact and encounter every single day will lose access. Mm-hmm. And it's horrible to think about it in that capacity. And we can't even imagine what that is yet. And we don't want to imagine that.
And I think folks know this, but just to reiterate, it's not a lot of money that they get.
It's not.
They get enough to kind of get by to cover, some portion of what they would normally.
It's a supplement. So SNAP stands for, by the way, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Right. It is supplemental.
Right. You're not buying, you can't even buy diapers. So
which they should.
Which
look, I get that it's supplemental. It's meant to be supplemental. We pay into a system that is supposed to support us when we're at our lowest, because the idea is, the promise is, the contract is, between person and state and federal, is that when you pay into this, and if something happens to you, we can support you for a bit. And when you get back up again, you go back to giving, back to the state, federal level, so that you can help somebody else who's fallen into that situation. That is the point of it. That is the contract. That is the agreement. Mm-hmm. It's fine, y'all. It does not mean we're doing harm or we're making people lazy. That's all propaganda that we take on.
Also, it's not illegal immigrants.
It's
not undocumented immigrants getting this. This is,
and
it wouldn't matter if it was.
Yeah,
honestly,
quite. And if it was, so what?
Yeah.
My favorite part is that white people often do not realize that they're the same benefits as people of color, and there's been a significant polling of this. So they're going to find out. It's like, oh, I thought it was food stamps. Why is SNAP cut? Those are the same thing. Those are, they changed the name. There's not a program for people of color.
No, that's called food stamps.
And
you all get this.
Exactly. Most of the people who are losing benefits right now are white people.
Yeah.
They make up the majority, the super majority of it.
Of the 700,000, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I just want 18% of Wisconsin households with children participate in food share. 40% of those households are led by a single mother.
Yeah.
Seniors and people with disability account for 28%.
Yeah. And those are the people who are going to be showing up in line at food banks
as of November 2019, this is as much.
Yeah.
Well, listen, as of November 2019, as much as information as they have at the time for Wisconsin, 40% of adult recipients were working.
Yeah.
And the majority of food share recipients in Wisconsin are white.
It's going to go on with WIC, though. That's the other part that's specifically for, stuff like diapers, formula.
Yeah. I think that's going to, I don't know if that's just stopping or I think they're trying to figure that out, but I think that's going to be cut off, at least in some measure.
WIC is an amazing program.
It is.
That should be universally supported. My younger brother, he's a single father, and he greatly benefited from WIC for supporting his child. So
yeah,
everyone uses it.
Everyone benefits. I mean, like even if you're not using it specifically, like to have other people around you who don't have to go to the food pantries, which are already strapped. Frankly, they're bracing for impact right now.
Yeah, especially in the cold and with the holidays coming and such like that too. It's just a reminder that a fully healthy society is good for everyone, whatever that means and however we get there with regards to it, right?
Yep.
So like having folks fed, housed, warm, or be able, the ability to weather, and any sort of issue and such helps the entire community.
Yes,
quite frankly. So,
yep. All right, let's take a break and we'll come back with something lighter. And we'll talk with Nate Buescher, star of the new Disney Plus, Disney Channel series Electric Bloom. We'll be right back. And we're back, and joining us now, a student at the University of Wisconsin, and the star, one of the stars of the new Disney series Electric Bloom. His name is Nate Buescher. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Rob?
Great. Thanks for being here. Welcome to Madison. You're from Chicago, right?
I am, born and raised.
And somehow you made your way to Madison.
Yeah, love the Midwest. I just had to stay.
Just couldn't leave. Well, first of all, we'll get into kind of your background and stuff. But first of all, tell us about the show Electric Bloom.
Yeah, Electric Bloom is about a band. 3 girls are in the band. And the show is basically just about how they started, how they create a friendship through this band, and all their different adventures and how they grow individually, but also as a group. And it's an amazing show.
And what's your role in the show?
My name is it's Lucas Jasper. He's the class crush, but he's more than that as well. He ends up developing into the 3 girls' closest friend, and just their number one supporter, always there for them and extremely loyal to them no matter what happens.
And tell us about the experience of the show. How did you land the role, and what was the sort of the production cycle like, and where were you, and how did that all go?
Yeah, so the audition process, it was pretty lengthy. I had a callback after callback after callback.
Yeah.
But that's how the industry works. It was during my senior year, so I was able to skip my second semester senior year, which is pretty nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, really nice actually. I was able to, just start filming. We did it for like 7 months, and I had a great time. I was with them almost every day, and I got extremely close with everyone in the cast and crew, and I really enjoyed it.
Now this, I think, is it true that I see there's like 17 episodes available right now on Disney Plus? That's the whole first season?
Yeah, that's the whole first season. Yeah,
it's available now on Disney Plus. And who's the audience for the show? Who do you think is going to love this show? Should be watching it.
I would say tweens. I think that's like the best target audience. But also, anyone that's just looking for a good friendship show that's revolved around girl power. So even though the audience is targeted towards tweens, my grandma watches it and she loves it. I'm sure anyone else's grandma would watch it.
Your grandma would love everything you're in.
Yeah,
don't you
that's
think?
also fair. Yeah, that's also fair.
I got to tell you, I have my younger kids are just now getting into teenage years, and this is exactly the vibe of everything they loved like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, tweens is exactly, you're right about that. Let's get to know you a little bit more. How did you find yourself at the University of Wisconsin? I mean, why choose Wisconsin?
Well, I mean,
College.
when I was actually applying for schools when I was filming the show, and I love the West Coast. I think it's an amazing place to be, but I'm just, like I was saying, I'm really familiar with the Midwest. I like the cold weather, even though that sounds a little weird. And so I was really just applying to Big Ten schools, and I was lucky enough to get a pretty good scholarship at Madison, and it's also been a dream school of mine for a really long time, so it was almost like a win-win situation, and I landed here. So
and what are you studying? Is it?
I'm actually no, I'm studying bio.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm already kind of dabbling in the acting portion of my life. Might as well just try something new.
Okay.
Just trying to like expand my world.
I love it. That's fantastic. And what do you have? Is acting the career path for you? Do you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. Acting is 100% the career path.
Huh?
It's been something that I've loved my entire life. It's just because I've been doing it my entire life. I just wanted to try something new just to see what it's like.
Sure. That makes sense. But let's talk about that entire life. You've been basically acting since, how old were you when you first landed your first acting job?
7. I'll say my first serious acting job, 7 years old. I say that because I did Weebles Wobbles commercials when I couldn't speak.
Weebles Wobbles are still a thing. They were a thing when I was a kid.
Anymore. Yeah, I'm an 07 kid. I don't think they're a big thing anymore, but
I'm surprised they were a big thing in 07 or that's amazing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'd say I got my first big gig when I was 7. It was for a pilot, and that's what kind of made me love acting, because that was the first time I was around a community where everyone was super nice and also just super passionate when it comes to acting, and trying their hardest in every scene, and seeing these especially these adult actors working so hard and seeing how much they give to this one character, one role. I was like, I love this. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
That's awesome. And how did you did you come from a showbiz family, or how did you even start getting those Weebles Wobbles jobs?
I mean, to be honest with you, not really. Not at all, actually. Just as a kid, I was just always a smiley, always happy kid. And so someone everyone just kept telling my mom, oh my God, put him in modeling, put him in acting. Remember, this is before I could even speak.
Yeah.
And so I just just started growing up around cameras, and I just started getting used to it. And then, got an agent, and then it's history.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're a runner too, right? And lacrosse.
I am, yeah. I haven't dabbled in it since I've gotten here, but in my high school days, it was definitely one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. You're from Chicago. Cubs or White Sox?
Come on, Cubbies. I'm from the North Side. I've always been a Cubs fan, even when they were bad. So I'm not a bandwagon. I don't care what anyone says. But at the same time, if the Sox are in the playoffs, right, I'm gonna root for the Sox. They're still my Chicago team. It's just overall, I'm still gonna be a Cubs fan.
Between the two. Well, the only comfort I have as a Brewers fan is that we knocked the Cubs out of the playoffs. So,
well, you lost to the Dodgers. So.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, it wasn't close. We got kind of destroyed by the Dodgers. So now, are you? Is there going to be another season of Electric Bloom, as far as you know?
That's a great question. It's just pending. I guess.
Right. And what, you got any other auditions coming up? Any other gigs that you can tell us about?
Not at this exact moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now I'm just trying to focus on enjoying the college experience and the college life, and then I'm doing auditions here and there, but I guess we'll just see. When it comes to acting, like, unless you're like some huge movie star, like,
right.
I don't know, Tom. Well, I'm blanking on his name, like
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Like,
yeah.
it's just a waiting game. You just got to be patient. And I'm okay with being patient.
All right. Now, did you shoot Electric Bloom in you said West Coast, California?
Yeah, California. It was definitely an adjustment for me moving there. I mean, even though Chicago's a big city, culture-wise, it's very different than LA. And I definitely experienced that culture shock. It is a real thing. And also, like, I was away from my friends and stuff for a little while, which was challenging at first, but I was able to, get better at just contacting them and just talking to them as much as I could on the phone. So I got through it,
Awesome.
But yeah.
And did you find yourself bragging to your co-stars about how cold winters are here?
Oh my God, you don't understand. This is actually so funny you bring this up. You don't understand how many times they would make fun of me because I'd always be like, back in Chicago, because I would talk about Chicago so much. I mean, I'm not even lying. They would always make fun of me because, yeah, like the winters are cold, but in general, I just love the city so much, and I would always brag about it. They'd be like, oh my, and they've never been. So, like, let's say I'd be on TikTok and I see a TikTok about Chicago. I would, like, talk about it for, like, the next 20 minutes and be like, oh my God, like, stop talking. It's so fun.
That's amazing. All right, well, the show is Electric Bloom. It is available now on Disney+. Nate Buescher, thanks so much for the time, and best of luck.
Of course, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to do our question, and it is inspired. First, I'm going to say the question, and then I'm going to tell you what it's inspired by. So what's your ratio of percentage pretending to know what's going on versus actually knowing what's going on?
In like current events, you mean?
And I mean, in life, though.
Okay.
Just in general.
In general. Because if it's current events, you would answer different versus what I would answer for, what's going around me.
Okay.
So
what was the inspiration for this?
What's the ratio, do you think?
Should we answer? Or do you want to say the inspiration?
Well, the inspiration was, so I didn't realize that the Louvre had a break-in broad daylight just before they opened.
Oh, it was in broad daylight?
It was in the morning.
9:30 in the morning.
As we were opening.
That's not as cool.
It is. So I didn't know that had actually happened until like Monday, Tuesday, when some people were mentioning to me. I was like, what? How did I miss this? And then I didn't believe anybody because the story is ridiculous. They literally drove up, took a huge ladder. So they went to like one side of the building, had a huge ladder, broke into the window in broad daylight. Like literally were removing the window with folks going about their day. Got inside, went to the part of the building with these like incredible jewels, able to grab, and in a part of the building where there isn't any cameras. There are many cameras in the Louvre, but this was one part of the camera with the most expensive jewels in France in there. Got a few of them, and before security was able to realize what was happening, and got out of there with nobody on motorcycles. Too.
And a little Vespa scooter.
Vespa. I'm sorry. I guess motorcycles was too much. Yeah. And got away.
Yeah.
There's a Russian passport that was found. There's some hat and gloves, which they recently found DNA in.
They dropped some of the.
They dropped an incredible jewel. One of them. Crown.
I heard that. Yeah, a crown. And I heard that the estimate of the value of everything they took was $88 million.
In broad daylight. And look, I recognize, like, how would I'm busy. There's a bunch of stuff going on with the summit. That's what I'm paying attention to. But also, I missed the whole house. Like, I have no idea what anybody's talking about. And then I thought everybody was like, there's no way that would happen. But it did. Exactly like that.
It did happen. I didn't know it was in the morning in broad daylight.
And they did it because as folks were coming in, security is trying to get people in. Right. So it made sense.
And they had like maintenance clothes on, so like, people wouldn't necessarily
But they were breaking a window from the outside.
They could have been fixing the window.
How long has it been since it's been like a serious art heist? I think we all forgot how to stop these things.
Yeah, right.
I just feel like it was like a Pink Panther movie.
I was just about to say. I wonder
are they filming a new Pink Panther movie?
If they had the Pink Panther theme like playing on a Bluetooth speaker or something while they're doing this.
I believe, and I shared this before, that this is actually marketing material for the new Now You See Me movie, where they would not only do heist and magic. So Jesse Eisenberg has been seen doing magic in public. Maybe this is part of it.
Maybe.
That's coming out in a couple weeks. We'll see.
We'll see. So the question is, for you having missed that story for a few days, what ratio are we actually knowing what's happening versus pretending to know what's happening? I think I'm about 70-30.
Of 70% knowing what's happening?
Because I'm a journalist, I'm a news person, I'm a current events 2-time state champion in current events.
That was the thing that he said out loud. Yeah.
I like that.
Back in the mid-90s. So I'm always just kind of up on things, but the way social media works now, a lot of times the way you hear about something is you hear the joke about the thing. You see like a tweet or a Blue Sky post or whatever or something on social media that makes an oblique, humorous reference to a thing. Like I heard about the Louvre because somebody made a joke about the ladder.
Sure.
Now, I did not.
And they left the ladder there.
Right. And
so more people can go up if they like to.
I mean, they have $88 million now. They can get into the ladder.
Right. It looked like a used ladder too.
But I never, because I'm a white dude, I will never ask, like, what are you talking about? What happened? I will go find it myself. I'll like pretend I was like, oh yeah, totally. And then go find out about it.
I mean, I think so. It's just rather interesting to me that you say 70-30 in current events only or in life.
Well, what's the difference? I mean, I guess
because our kids are running around, you try to ask you questions and you are not present, or we'll have literally a conversation in front of Rob, a deep conversation, and Rob is lost in some other place.
Yeah, he's up in that percentage. He's
so
getting, more information.
Not even listening or paying attention or even looking at something sometimes. And so that's why I'm like, I would say I'm like 60-40 in all things. Sometimes 40-60 like this week because I'm busy. Right? Like I have 1,000 different things going on at once. Period. But literally I would argue
that I have a higher percentage of pretending to know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then I'll say like, "Hey, so you heard what Patrick said? He needs you to pick him up at this time, huh?"
But
he's looking at you and asking you this.
But in that case, I'm not pretending. I'm just going, "What?"
No, huh? Yeah. You go, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, got it. No, so you're pretending. Or when Amelia says, our youngest will say something that they had talked to you about on the way after you picked them up from school or something like that. And then I will and you said yes to it to them. And then and then I was like, hey, so you said yes to Amelia doing this? What? No. Yes.
Amelia's also 13 and might be making that up.
No, because they will go word for word on the whole thing. And they'll tell you like, yeah, you were busy, like not even paying attention to me or singing your songs or whatever.
I think there's some percentage of Dad said yes.
That's not the one that I would do it to.
That's probably true.
Patrick was the one that I would say that. Yeah. Amelia's not that one.
Yeah.
Not yet.
All right, Omar, what's your percentage?
Much like the Marvin Gaye album. What's going on? That describes my general understanding of anything. I'm going to say 40-60, maybe 30-70.
You're faking it most of the time.
I am winging it. I have some, at least, rudimentary understanding of anything that's going on. But I'm not an expert. I'm not going to pretend to be. So I'm going to bullshit most of the time. It's what's going to work.
I think we have a good room of folks right now who can BS like no one else.
Well, this is part of the job.
She's part of all roles and jobs. I think as folks, I tell younger folks a lot that like, I think you get a little bit more confident in the BS, but you always BSing as you get older, no matter what role.
Well, we should be cautious about inspiring confidence in journalism. It's like a room full of journalists who are just BS artists, but
No. That's just for the interviewing part.
Yeah.
That's how we get the information.
well, that's how you interview an author without having read the book.
Well, of course. I mean, I read like
Most of it.
Enough of it to
when
get
you
a
Google
sense.
a book, they give you like a 40-page preview. I read those.
Well, those I
liked.
I got through college BSing it. I got a whole literature degree. I don't think I ever finished an actual book. And when I got to graduate school,
Rob bragging.
When I got to graduate school,
I know.
You know the story. I did not understand how graduate school works, and so I got the syllabus for this social movement seminar.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I want to have that professor on the podcast at some point because she's
amazing
about social movements, and she and I.
It'd be an interesting conversation right now.
Well, she and I have been having a kind of a dialogue on social media about the whole No Kings thing. And so I'm going to invite her on it. Anyway.
What are your thoughts on that?
The first day, the syllabus has a list of reading. My perception was that's the assigned reading coming out of that first seminar session that we're supposed to do for next week. No, that's what you're supposed to have read before you get there.
Yeah.
And it's like 150 pages every week.
Yeah.
And so
Rob did not, though.
I did not.
And Rob is a slow reader.
I'm a very slow reader. And so I get there and it dawns on me that everybody else has read all these papers and book chapters and things, and I have not. And we're going to break into small groups to talk about them for 3 hours. So I'm going to sit there with like 4 other people and BS my way through it, and I did successfully. All those people thought I had read and all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I still got it.
Here's the problem. Too many grad students are so caught up in saying big words.
Oh my!
And you can just talk like a little absolutist.
If I hear the word dispositive one more time.
I just want to remind people, it's not about the big word, it's the confidence in how you're using
And it's the nod.
words.
It's the grad school nod.
I did read this. I also have enough time to read 150 pages.
Grad school insists
for
upon
each
itself.
class that I'm taking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Omar and I both alums of the
UW Madison's
Masters
illustrious
stage school.
And you two seem to have gotten a lot out of it.
We've internalized it, yeah.
And it
so
seems important that you all maybe...
Well, I would say you did the reporting track, right?
I did a hybrid track.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. So you did some of the...
I did.
I don't know. I don't know if interesting.
Some of the sociology.
I don't know if when you say interesting, if you actually mean it's interesting or you're BSing right there.
There were some interesting things.
No, Rob does the interesting in both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting. I'm like, wow, that was a BS one? Or was that like an interesting, like you mean it?
I mean, I got to take the seminar classes I thought were interesting, like health communications.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really great class.
Yeah.
Environmental communications. Also a wonderful class. There's 2 other ones that I didn't understand, and I don't even remember the course. They were a blur.
I took in the research track where they're trying to crank out little communications professors. It was mostly sociology. It's like mass comm theory and press theory and actor network theory and just. I loved it. It was all great. But there were a lot of $10 words thrown around.
Like I tell people all the time, if you need to use words that are 3 or more syllables, every other word you don't need to speak. That you're not saying anything of substance whatsoever if you're worried about saying those words all the time. And it shows up. In terms of how you are able to explain or even have dialogue around anything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need them words. You don't need that thesaurus every time. And then now everyone's like, no, that's ChatGPT or some version of that.
Right. Read your Bourdieu, everybody. I think that's all we have for today.
We do. That's it.
Have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you again soon. 365 Amplified is produced and edited by me, Rob Chappell, and is a production of 365 Media Foundation, a nonprofit, local, independent media organization in Madison, Wisconsin. Wherever you're listening to this right now, hit the subscribe or follow button to get new episodes every Friday. And between episodes, get your latest news at madison365.org and follow us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads. Wherever you get your news, we'll be there.